Rick, weigh-ins were done yesterday, and we got. Man, well, how'd you think Ryan looked, man? Did he look, a little weight drained? How'd you think Tank looked? What's up?
I honestly think Ryan looked a little too thin. Tank looked perfect. Tank looked like he, how he does like before he even cuts weight. I think Tank is super strong, super fit. Ryan looked a little thin to me. That worries me. And then today, I think he can't be above 146 today. So, he was only allowed to gain 10 pounds overnight. So, we'll see. I mean, it's a little dangerous.
Right. I'm not a fan of all that rehydration clause at all and everything, but because they both fought at 140, that's how I see it, man. I was like, just have it at 140, but I get the A side, B side, all of that yourself.
Yeah, for sure. But you know what? Like everyone complains about it, but it's like at the end of the day, you signed a contract, so it's like you can complain about it all we want. At the end of the day, the fighters know the risk and they know what's going on. So either you do it or you don't. I think that obviously the rehydration clause benefits Tank, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just like you said, man. They signed the contract. Let's go, man. But so, how are you seeing the fight playing out?
I think Ryan's, especially with the weight restriction. I think it's Ryan's. It's a 6-round fight for Ryan. You know what I mean? And what do I mean by that is like after 6 rounds, Ryan's his stamina will start plummeting. Not dropping. I think it will plummet. It will start going down heavy, fast. So I think it's a 6-round fight for Ryan. If he doesn't knock him out in 6, I think he's in trouble. So if Ryan wins, it'll be in the first 6 rounds. If Tank wins, it'll be in the back 6. I honestly don't think this is going to go to distance. But we'll see. You never know. And we're going to see how tough Ryan is. Ryan could get desperate and throw a Hail Mary and land it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's intriguing, and I love to see the young guys in their primes, not scared to lose their O. And I think boxing took to turn the page, man, from the old ways of protecting their O's. And back to I know Keith Thurman's been out of the ring for a while, but he's like, I'm not scared to let my O go. Like he was fighting consistently, but other than that, you got Loma, Haney next, so
I definitely think like obviously, and I don't know Tank or I don't know Tank's people, but I do know that that's a Floyd Mayweather move. With the rehydration clause, Floyd's very calculated with things like that. So I definitely don't think that was a Tank Davis team situation. I definitely think that came from above, maybe El Heyman or maybe Floyd. But I mean, even Ellerby isn't even that slick. So that's a Floyd move, and that's a El Heyman backed move by Floyd. So that's a good business move, and if you get someone to sign it, it is what it is. It's kind of like when Jessica fought Cecilia Breakhouse. We fought under the welterweight limit. We fought that fight at 145. She was a sucker. She took it. You know what I mean? So it benefited for us. So now that I saw Ryan yesterday, I was pro Ryan all the way. And when I saw the weight cut yesterday, and when I saw how thin he looked, it worried me a little bit because I was like, oh man, Ryan looks a little too thin. So we'll see how those 10 pounds today, how he looks. But I mean, you're basically snacking all day. You're never 100%. Especially when you're not allowed to eat exactly what you want. So Ryan's probably eating right now, super early in the morning, and kind of like, let that kind of weight fall off naturally, and then try to eat again, probably right before that weigh-in. And I mean, that would be the smartest move. But if he times it wrong, or if he eats too much, then he'll have weight issues. Then he'll have to go lose it, which would be a bigger problem. So it's interesting how it's going to play out.
I got you. Are you got any money on the fight?
No, you know what? Like, I tend to bet with my heart instead of my head. So
like me.
Yeah. So I tend to lose all my bets, but I definitely think like I said, I'm rooting for Ryan, but I'm not sure how this plays out. Like I said, if he doesn't win in the first 6 rounds, I think Gervonta Davis wins. And I mean, logic will tell you that Davis will win, but my heart wants Ryan to win. I think Ryan winning is better for the sport, as far as his personality, his energy. I think Golden Boy has a history of doing good things, like as far as for the public. You know, they're always trying to make big fights. Oscar De La Hoya has always made big fights for himself. So Oscar always wants big fights. You know, they did really good with Canelo. They did real good with his own career. With the Floyd situation, there's always kind of restrictions and requirements and like deadlines, and they usually Floyd comes in too early on opponents or too late on opponents, and I kind of feel like that's the route they're going with Gervonta. Restrictions and requirements, and too early on opponents, too late on opponents. So it's like it's the same format. So, but I don't think that format is that exciting to the fans. So I definitely think Ryan winning is better for the sport overall. But I'm excited to see the fight. You know, I have people coming over tonight, so I'm excited to see the fight.
Sounds good, man. All right, Rick. Thanks a lot, man.
No problem. No problem.